name is Sylvia Tanui, and I'm the show producer for Tribal Chic 2023.
Tonight, we have seen an incredible show. From your perspective, how has it been?
I think, Tribal Chic has been running for the past 12 years, but this year was extremely special because we focus on sustainable fashion. We know how fashion contributes to pollution, and there's been a call for a more conscious consumer, somebody who doesn't buy a dress and discard it after a month. There's been talks about fast fashion and its effects on the environment. So I think all the brands you see today, they're sustainable, they're using sustainable fibers, they're paying fair wages. So it's really the entire value chain of fashion, not just just the final product that you see on the runway, but then the entire processes. The kind of dyes they use, the kind of clothes they use, the kind of fabrics they're using, most of them are sustainable. So this has been a very special show.
So what are we aiming to achieve as a country, considering that we are just a core sector? What are we aiming to achieve?
I think we, more than anything, we want to highlight the fashion designers that exist in Kenya because there's a lot of conversations around made in Kenya, where Kenyan, a platform like Tribal Chic just shows that we have many brilliant fashion designers, and all they need is the awareness, the publicity. So I think this show has been really special. And then at the same time, a lot was affected by COVID 2019. Yeah. So COVID affected a lot, including supply chains, and a lot of designers have been importing their fabrics, but then it called for designers to actually look around them, see what fibers are available around them, like rain-fed cotton that Kenya has been producing for a long time. So I think there's a shift towards the more conscious fashion designer, and that then trickles down to the fashion consumer as well.
We know that fashion industry is dependable also to the government. Is there a conversation that is going perhaps to bring government on board?
Yeah, I think there needs to be conversations around policy, especially in the sustainable fashion space, because Kenya used to be a producer of textiles a few years ago, but then it's been such a challenge, and I know now Rivertex is being revived, but I think the government can do a lot more. And not just with the fabrics, but then at the same time, there's many challenges that the fashion industry is facing, like high power costs, very expensive raw materials, and because we're not producing here, a lot of fashion designers are importing, and those are highly, highly taxed. So I think there needs to be conversations around policy. I think conversations need to be had in parliament so that everybody's wearing clothes. You don't see one single naked person walking around today. And why should we only be importing? Imagine if we were wearing Kenyan, buying Kenyan. Imagine how the fashion industry would be uplifted by that.
Tribal Chic is a statement event in the fashion industry. And considering that it is the first event of the year, what are we going to expect perhaps between now and next year until you produce another show?
So I think just with the spirit of slow fashion versus fast fashion, before the next fashion show, we're going to start already sourcing which fashion designers are in the sustainable space, take our time so that you saw today's show was very high quality, and we put a lot of thought into Tribal Chic. So I think between now and the next show, we'll start very slowly selecting the right fashion designers so that we maintain the standard.
Do we have dates yet for next?
We don't have dates yet, but then don't quote me, but I think the next show is going to be November, but we'll announce the dates closer to the time.
Just before we wrap up the show, you look stunning tonight.
Thank you very much. So I have changed my outfit 3 times today. The first one I wore by Mariam Couture, who was a fashion designer on the runway today. And then I wore Katouche, who's also in the sustainable fashion space. And my beautiful jewelry is by Poetic Trends.
Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you very much.